What's up, guys? Can you guess what kind of video it is time for? It is time for the first episode of the building your own drift car. I'm building my own drift car build series on a student budget. Oh yeah! And finally, I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting to get time and some parts, and things have just been standing still. I don't know. I'm really excited. This is finally happening right now. It's starting right now. So let's see what we're going to do today. Bringing y'all some coilovers. This is another package. This is gonna be for another video. So let's not do that now. This is what we've been waiting for. And it's exactly what you can see. It's coilovers. The brand is Tia Technics. And why did I choose these coilovers? A lot of you will react at, or some of you at least will react at, the coilover brand that I've chosen is TA, which is usually known for being super cheap. And that's why I bought it. This is a student build. This car, so first mission is to go through inspection, and after that I can keep modify it. So the coilovers here were cheaper, and then the normal suspension. It's gonna do fine now in the winter. If I go really serious about this car, then I can change the coilovers after. The coilovers in the front ones are pretty okay. The rear ones are kind of the rear shocks and everything like that, usually kind of soft, so I would have to change those. But for a budget car to drive in, fast order, fast shipment, everything lined up perfectly, this is a great start for it. So let's start with this. Now the first thing I'm gonna do now, if I'm gonna show you guys, I'm going to put the car on jack stands. And as I've said in the last two videos, I was supposed to go get new jack stands, but I could not have time. And etc. If you watch this previous video, my car broke down and I had a lot of issues to think of. That took a lot of time. But I found these ones and I've used these ones before. I forgot I had them. This will work great. Not super adjustable height, but it will be fine for this build. I'll just use a bigger car jack. So let's get this car up on jack stands. So how I go about with this is I put the car jack beneath the subframe bridge. That is the rear subframe bridge, I believe it's called. That goes around the front part of the differential, and I just jack it up there. It gets really tight when it goes this, so you have to do a lot of pumps and stuff like that. But eventually it will raise up both sides. Make sure that you put something behind the front wheel so that the car will not roll backwards. The car is now on jack stands, and on this E36, here, I need to change that part later. Anyways, on the E36 you just lower it below this round thingy. On this car, I did have the pad here on this side, but not the other side. But since I'm gonna change this one, since I'm gonna change this side skirt fender thingy, I'm gonna put a new rubber lifting point on it anyway. So I'm gonna have to replace the other side of this car, I'm pretty sure of. So that's fine. Make sure when you lower your car that you lower it slowly, adjust the car stands or the jack stands, because if you high up really high, that I have to do with this car jack, the car might go a little bit forward when you lower it, since the arm goes forward and down. So be really careful with that. So make sure you secure the wheels so the front wheel will not roll forward or backwards. Look who came by! And he brought food. So these are the parts. I'm just gonna show you guys the lowering springs, the rear suspensions, adjustment tool, and the adjustment screws for the rear. So this is what we're gonna use for the rear, and this is how the shock looks in the front. Like that. BMW keeps it simple. So I made a decision to basically do one side so I know how to do it and show you guys the proper way. Hunter helped me. So this is how it looks when it's done. Maybe you won't be able to see, but it's a fresh shock and a nice pair of springs behind there. So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to, I'm going to show you from inside here. This pull here by the rear mirror. There we go. There we go. Basically pull it down and you should be able to push it out. Yep, a little bit dirty there, but we'll be able to clean that. There's the one screw behind here, which I've removed. And the screw from the trunk here, to remove this part, you have to basically press down here. And then you have one screw in here that you'll have to remove. So when you're removing this part, you're clicking this one, and then you have to pull it out, slide it out, because you can see this one here, which goes beneath that screw, I believe. So when this one is removed, put this one aside. Now we're able to remove this one. All right, you have to loosen that one as well. Nope, someone before me has totally ruined this one, so I'm gonna give it one more try. And see if we can... Alright, so got it to get loose. There we go. So now it's loose. At least I can remove this cover. Well, I still have to change this one, but now I just won't have to cut it, which is nice, I guess. Since this one is broken, I'm gonna have to remove the whole thing here to replace it. So, magic. This is where it is. It's a rubber cover, and yeah. So let me show you guys how you go on with removing this one. So this is how it looks. So 3 bolts, basically. So basically you remove this one first, so that the whole thing falls down, and then you remove the bolt that the bottom bolt, then it won't really fall down and you won't really hurt yourself. And then you just pick out the spring. So this one came down by itself. Now this one is hanging loose, so you will be able to take 18 mil socket and remove that one. I'll show you guys how to do it. I'm using an electrical ratchet. Reason being, I don't really need to pull that hard. This one pulls hard enough for all the bolts and screw that I'm using. Sometimes you want to use your air ratchet, or but I would say that's good for removing nuts. I think this one is gonna be able to. Yeah, that's how smooth it went. So let's say that the wheels are really difficult to unbolt, then I will take the air powered ratchet gun, but in this case the electrical one is just fine. And when I'm gonna put back my wheels, I'm gonna use the electrical one as well. So let's take this one and put it aside. Let's see if we can take out this spring. And that's what we do it. And basically what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna push down the whole arm here with the wheel center and all that, and Hunter is gonna fit the spring in the middle here. That was just some tools that fell, and after that we'll rebuild the shock.
Lite.
Nu. Yeah. Hunter's happy. He's putting in the new one here in his RS Fabia. So he basically the car has been leaking coolant. Am I right?
Yeah.
And it has been leaking coolant all the time. And we opened the oil cap yesterday, and well, it's gone now, but it was like vanilla cream there. So we thought, oh, maybe he has a blown head gasket. But then we see when we were filling the coolant up yesterday that this one was leaking. Where?
Right here.
Right here. So this one was leaking, and so that's all why the coolant was gone. And the reason why this one looks like vanilla is because this one isn't. It's stuck in the gasket here, like in this cap, and this one doesn't really hold tight. So there's some condensation there. So this one should fix the water problem and fix that problem. You stand on the rev limiter for 5 minutes.
Yep.
So right when we put in the spring, the camera dies. Great timing. Thank you, camera, for overheating at the very best timing ever. Why is your camera overheating, Matthias? Well, because that's what happens when you buy a cheap camera. It's working. So I'm gonna show you guys how you're going to go about these. So before you guys start, I know my workspace is a mess. That's nothing new to that for me. So basically what we're going to do is this is the same type of shock. So we're going to take this whole part and put it on top of this one. So that should be exciting. So basically you take these and then you adjust these adjustable wrench. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, or the opposite when you're doing 2 screws. Now let's try that. This shock is so out of it, so it's not going to be any problem to remove this one. This one, once I release this, it's going to want to grow or expand. So we'll see about that. So there we go. This one is out. I'm going to use the new one. So remember to take these these ones out in order. So you put basically everything up here, push it down, move this. Now it's going to want to expand, which you're going to see. Put everything on in the opposite order that you took it off. Like that. Move this thing over here, and now this is something that you have to be really careful about. So the last time we did this to Hunter's car, we did not have this thing, right?
No.
So basically it was only what you call these the tracks for this screw. But as you can see here, we have a small portion, a small part that we can use the adjustable wrench for. So basically, let's see if I should be able to do this. TS Master Mechanic. Let's use this we'll use this one to hold it. Be careful so you don't strip it. Just make sure that you're being thorough about it and not rushing it too much. If you can save 5 minutes and then you have to redo everything or buy new parts or wait for new parts, it's gonna take days, hours, weeks. That's a bad investment. Do both things, make sure you do it in one time. And this is how it looks. Let's put it back, everybody.
Jag ser ingenting nu. Manka. Nej, inte det.
Roligt är för mig att man måste ta loss lite på bromsarna. De blir lagom på spänna. Ja då. So, put these nuts back, and once these nuts are put back, I'm going to put back the wheel, and I'm going to lower the car to the ground, so that putting back the interior in place will be easier when I don't have to stand on my toes. And also, since I've sold this interior, we're going to take out the interior and put them in Hunter's brother's car. Hunter's tuning my car. What are you doing, Hunter?
I'm removing the vacuum line to the rear exhaust.
He's basically giving my car how many horsepower? About?
I think about 600-700.
600 per wheel nut.
Yeah.
So guys, budget drift car about I don't know, 6,000 horsepower. BMW stock 95. So in the front, like I said before, when I changed oil on the silver 320, beneath this one you find a rubber lifting point if you're lucky, and if you're unlucky like I was back on the other side, and well, you put a new rubber point there anyways. So we're gonna jack up the car, remove the wheel, and then we'll show you guys, right Hunter?
Yeah.
Remove the tire. We're gonna remove this whole thing, put the coilovers on in the front. Basically we noticed this in the middle. I've never seen anything like this, so if any of you know what might have happened here, let me know. So start with removing all the tubes and stuff like that from the shock. I think that the most annoying part is being able to take it out without damaging all of this. This is where the ABS sensor is. If you are able to not touch this and you can do it without it, then good for you. Bottom one is basically, I don't know if you can see, but there's let's just take out the other coilover and we can show it from there. This is where we're gonna, these are the bolts that we have to dismantle first.
And this.
And that one as well. But it's behind here. And it's stuck really well. Be careful so you don't break it. Hunter's not broke when he did his front coilovers. That means it's gonna take a lot longer time, a lot more time, and pain in the crack. This one's gotta clean that one up before we take it on again after. Hopefully it's gonna be easier for me to get the leverage. Yeah. So now the bottom part is off. Now we remove the 3 nuts on the top. It's 13 millimeters, I think. Yep. So basically remove these, and then we'll be able to take off the shock and spring. So basically we're gonna do something really stupid, but it has to be done. I'm really dirty because my hands got really messy. I'll show you in a second. So basically there's a shock. It's on the ground, and we need the top cup thingy mount. So basically I'm going to remove the top nut on the shock, and of course I forget to do it while it's on the car. But anyways, Hunter's gonna film. Is it bigger?
Yeah.
Alright, so I think it's a 22 or 23. Anyways, so I'm gonna stand on the shock. I'm gonna stand, you can see it right here. I'm gonna stand on the spring here and stand on the shock, so that way when I loosen this bolt, this nut here, it will not fly all the way to America or Mexico.
Yeah.
Alright, so Hunter, take the... This is not to be recommended, by the way, because this one could fly away. So make sure that you're pointing it away from everything. And in case if it flies away, just let go of the ratchet, it flies away, but... Yep. Good news, the spring was good. If I can reflect on something, I should probably... Just now I have to find a nut. But I'll find it. But that's how you do it, that's what we do it.
Fille. Jag trycker så får du skruva.
So we finished with the coilovers. They are there. All the cables, everything is put back. We're all very careful. Nothing broke. We're gonna put back the tire now. The camera died while we were filming, so we lost some footage. And now the car is done. So it's there. I can't show you anymore. But believe me, there's gonna be more work. And the point of this video isn't to be like all tutorial video. It's just to show that even like a complete... Alright, so let's just say it. Let's just assume I'm an idiot or I'm super stupid and I don't know anything. And if I can pull off and change a shock in the front and in the back, then anyone can do it. That's really what this video is about. Show you guys how I work on this car, follow the process and the build on this car, and when we're able to drive it and drift it for real, you will be able to appreciate it. It will be so much more than just driving. It will be able, you're driving something that you've rebuilt yourself, and it's a lot of hours and blood, sweat, tears, broken knuckles, broke from having no money. So that's really what it's all about. We're bleeding Hunter's cooler, by the way. So we're bleeding Hunter's cooler. Car looks really nice. It's like $20, you know. Car looks sick. Well, it's currently pretty high up. Since I am going to put through inspection all that, so the car is gonna stay high and tall before it's through inspection, and once that's all out of the way, then we'll go about it. But I think this is a pretty decent height for being winter height. I mean, if you look here, can barely put a finger in here, so can't wait to have this one going again. Yeah, I'm really happy. E36 life, all parts, loads of parts over here, all unorganized. Interior, I have double interior for something, so in case you need E36 parts, I'll probably have some that you need for sale. I've had one or two E36s I picked apart. I saved some things. I have a welded diff for a 320 over, needs new bushings, but the diff is fine, etc. So the car is finally done. It's very late. Camera died. It's overheated while I was working on it, so not too sure about... I hope that you guys enjoy the content. If it's incomplete, then the camera overheated, and I already did so much work. I was so dirty in my hands I couldn't check the camera all the time. Hunter was also working on his car, working on getting the interior out from my car. So I think Hunter's brother is going to be happy about the leather interior. I prefer textile interior, so it was a win-win anyways. Went okay actually. Not too much, not too little troubles. Some ghetto fixes when we did the shock thingy. It's not something that I would advise you to do. Been with a couple of people, I've done it a couple of times, so I know what to think about. But if you have like a spring tool or something like that, use it. I am going to buy one of. I'm gonna buy a set of that once I get the money for it. So probably within next month or something like that. It's always good that you buy it one time and then you'll have it for the rest of your life. So it's a well worth investment. The current update: no interior in the car. I'm gonna clean up the car before I put my other textile interior into it. Put the inside of the door panels and all that stuff, mount the steering wheel and all that before I put the interior, the shares back, vacuum clean it and all that stuff. It's gonna be really neat. Thinking about buying an M Sport front spoiler, but at the same time, if I'm gonna drive on the ice this winter with this car and have fun with it, then it's probably gonna break if I'm gonna hit some curb or something like that. So most likely I'll just buy it on front and I'll keep it and I'll put it on in the summer. And that's pretty much it, guys. First build of the E36, first video of building this one. The video is not too glamorous, but it is what it is when you're working on cars. You just gotta do it. Maybe you have a fancy garage, maybe you don't. Either way, the car works the same way. Always make sure you're safe, stay safe, everybody. When you're working on cars, you can hurt yourself a lot. I have a lot of small wounds on my hands and knuckles, but that's okay. That you've got to count on that when you do these kind of works. Any words to tighten up this video, Hunter? Do you have anything to say?
Nice.
Nice. Guys, if you did like this video, well, obviously click like, subscribe, comment, share the video to your friends and family, your relatives in other countries, share it with everyone, smash that bell so you always know when I'm uploading a new video. I am currently trying to keep it to 2 to 3 videos a week, and so far I'm doing okay. I'll see you in the next video though. Peace!
You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high in love. They can chase us down, but we will always win.